You say there's a difference between team and program. So who has the best program in the Big Ten? Does this feel like a gotcha question? I feel like they're trying to get me. This is so easy. But let me tell you what my criteria are, and then you can pretty well figure out who the best program in the Big Ten is. I want to look at your rolling 4 years, whether it's results or whether it's recruiting rankings. I want to look at your coaching staff. I want to look at a lot of the more tangible structure-based aspects instead of what did you do in a given year. The answer is Ohio State by 10 miles right now. But I think a lot of folks look and say, wait a second now, Michigan just beat Ohio State last year. So how could you say Ohio State's the best program in the Big Ten? By doing just that, by telling you Ohio State is still the best program in the Big Ten. Thus the difference between team and program. They weren't the best team in the Big Ten last year. They got beat. We saw that happen. But they're the best program. Same way a couple of years ago when Georgia lost to Florida down in Gainesville or down in Jacksonville. Folks wanted to say, well, Florida has overtaken Georgia in the East. No, they haven't. And now since then you've seen there was never a time where Florida was the better program. They just happened to beat them as a team on the field in a given year. So let me tell you how pronounced this is. I'm talking about the last 4 years. You want to know what we can do? We can go the last 12 years. Big Ten records over the last 12 years. Since 2010, Ohio State's got 135 wins. The next closest is Wisconsin at 114. I had Stats and Info run the numbers. That's a 21-game gap. You only play 12 in a season, mind you. That's a 21-game gap. But also in recruiting, which is the real name of the game here, you're seeing the results. Recruiting, that's the reason. Ohio State, they don't even have a close second in the Big Ten when it comes to recruiting rankings. Their average 4-year rolling ranking right now is 6th. Over the past 4 years, they finished an average of 6th, and that was with a 14th place finish in 2019, by the way. Outside of that, they've had a top 7 finish every year since 2011. Not even close. So we know what the roster's made of. We know what the results have been. Have you had any major off-the-field issues that would circumvent some of this? No. Recently, they have not had anything like that, so they're clean there. Do you have the best coaching staff? I think the answer is yes. If I were to power rate the head coaches in the Big Ten, Ryan Day's my number 1. If I were to power rate overall staffs, especially with the addition of Jim Knowles, Ohio State would be my number 1. Where are they not number 1? If we're measuring a program, not a team, where are they not number 1? Big Ten championships since 2000, Ohio State 11. Next closest is Michigan with 4. So I think you'd have a lot better argument asking who number 2 versus number 3 is than who number 1 is, because that's Ohio State by a significant margin, and parity be damned, I guess.